I'm the author of Spiritual Adrenaline, a lifestyle plan to strengthen and nourish your recovery. And I'm here with a very special guest, actually somebody who endorsed my book many years ago. His name's Mike Foley. He's the founder of Foley Fitness up in Portland, Maine. I just want to read to you what Mike was nice enough to say about my book, when it came out. He writes, I met Tom July 11th, 2011. He came in for a nutrition and exercise consultation. This is from my notes from that day. In my 20 plus years of doing nutrition, I believe I just met the most enthusiastic and passionate person. I cannot be more proud of Tom and him for taking the passion and turning it into helping others. Well, this book would not have been written without you, and I wouldn't have benefited from all of the knowledge you imparted on me in the context of exercise, nutrition, and discipline. I remember the days, and I have to tell the audience the story when I would have my mid-workout cigarettes outside the gym, and you would see me go outside for my cigarette, and you come outside and say, "What are you doing? Why do you even bother to come here?" And it got me thinking that maybe a cigarette break during a workout wasn't consistent with why I was there. And I also remember one more funny story for the audience when I was doing nutrition with you and you were coaching me, and I couldn't break past a certain body fat percentage, and you looked at me and you said, well, you got to start doing cardio. I said, cardio? I was like, no. And I started with 5 minutes on the bike. And, it's hilarious. This is 9 years later. I've been sober for 9 years. I haven't smoked in 7 years. So now on a good day, on a normal day, I do about a half an hour of cardio. And when I'm in training for a show, it's an hour or more. So anyway, we all start, with the baby steps. And Mike Foley, thank you so much for getting me started on my way and keeping me honest along the way, and for joining me to talk to our audience in Spiritual Adrenaline today.
I'm proud of you. Thank you.
Thank you. So listen, you are someone who up in not only in the state of Maine, the Portland area, but all over the country are pretty well known for coaching in the context of nutrition, sports nutrition, and also for exercise science. I think it's true that you worked with approximately 18,000 clients over the years. So let's just say you're the virtual coach right now for the folks that are out there watching this video. What's your recommendation to them in these difficult days, both from an exercise science point of view, and a nutritional point of view, so they can stay healthy during the coronavirus outbreak?
Yeah, I think what's really what people have to do is they have to kind of first take a deep breath and go, okay, we're inside because of this awful virus, which is very unhealthy for us. But if we're inside and we're making unhealthy choices, we're able to get outside, we're not putting ourselves in any better position to fight off the virus or to fight out other things, And I think it's definitely a depressing time. And when people are depressed, usually what happens is they go to things that aren't really helpful, And when you look at someone like, say, that's a smoker, if this during this situation, they'll probably be smoking more than they ever did. Unfortunately, people that drink will probably be drinking more. And definitely people will be putting on the Corona 15, people will be eating, and it's kind of one of those.
I haven't heard that yet, so you're the very first person I've heard.
And everyone always says to me, whatever they're going through, they always say, hey, it's really hard when you're in stress, it's hard to get lean. And I think it's just because that's when your habits have to come in. Because people that, when they have good habits, they will come out and they'll be virtually the same. People that have bad habits, their bodies will take a negative turn during this time. And it's very hard because no one feels good during. This is one thing where I don't think anyone's saying this is a positive thing in our life. This is an unfortunate thing that happened, and we all have to deal with it in our own way. But the better you can have your habits, the better you'll be when you get out. Like obviously we all have to watch our spending. I'm working with people in the gym. Some people said, hey, Mike, I know I opened up a new gym, as you know, Tom, probably about December 1st, actually, and it was going really well. Now I'm sure a lot of people are going to have to cancel. And I know a lot of people reached out to me. They go, hey, I feel awful. I'm going to have to cancel my membership. I just don't have it coming in. And I totally understand. I go, I wouldn't want you to feel off about that because I get it, but I'm hoping, when they come back, they will realize the importance of exercise because it's the one thing in your life that's unmovable. It's the most important thing in your life, but it should be unmovable.
All right, so we're all stuck. I'm sheltering at home. I'm with my 90-year-old mom to help make sure that she gets through this. I think you have some kids home, with you. So, the refrigerator is a very tempting thing to be near, and the pantry and all the rest. I mean, there's a lot of temptation. So, like, do you have like your top 5 suggestions to shelter at home in a way where you won't add the Corona 15, as you called it?
Well, first of all, you got to put a regimen together
Mhm.
because a lot of us are working from home or aren't working. So, like I always think of it when, you know, people that work for home for a living, my feeling have to be pretty disciplined because otherwise they get nothing done.
Right.
So you have to put structure into your day. So say like you have to say like every day, just like you would a normal, like when you're practicing law, you wake up at a certain time because you have to. I've
Right.
always seen you mean you'd be in the gym at 5 a.m.
Mhm.
Pretty much every day, not because we naturally woke up, but it was because that's when we knew we could get our workout in.
That's
So you
right.
want to pick time in the day, might not be 5 a.m. now, but you want to pick time where you get up and maybe you take time to meditate. Maybe you take time to go out for a walk. Maybe you take time to do a workout tape. Maybe you're fortunate and you're able to have a really good home gym or, like when I go to work, I still have my gym. So
Mhm.
it's kind of weird, like going to work and having a really large facility with no one in there.
40,000 square feet of it.
No, it's about 28, but it's still
Okay.
pretty good size. And, but like it's kind of one of those things. So I've been able to keep my structure, but
Mhm.
it's kind of funny. It's just, it's weird where I'm used to seeing about 230 clients a week. I've seen about 10 clients and it's been by, FaceTime. It's just different. I have no one in the gym except myself. It's a very odd time. I've never experienced it, but in the end, you think of it like certainly could have it worse.
That's right.
I feel bad for the people that have the virus, people that are the hospital people that are working endless hours, or the grocery store people that have to work. Those are the people. But I really, feel like the habits we can control is when we have to control it during this situation.
Hmm.
You
Hmm.
know,
You told me 9 years ago about we had a discussion about the fact that I was in early recovery, and you were saying to me, and most of the people who watch these broadcasts are in recovery, whether it be early or late. And one of the points you always made to me is if you can take the bad habits and transition them into good habits and be as disciplined about the good as you were at the bad, you're going to be like you'll hit a home run, you hit a grand slam. So
and,
what
and,
advice do you have for people because they're having a difficult time, even if they're there, they're having a difficult time sticking with it, Mike? So
you know,
what's
it always felt to me like the perfect client is you give me someone coming from the sober community or recovery, guy or girl. It's a perfect thing because the one thing with it is if you can sell them to buy in on you and believe in you, they're not afraid of working. But the hard part of people in recovery right now is those are the people I really worry about because of idle time. When you have idle time, all when you're busy, you have time to work out, you go to work, because working out can't take out the whole day. If it took
Mhm.
up the whole day, that wouldn't be a great life.
Right?
So what happens is when you have idle time, that's when the mind can wander in whatever bad addiction you can have, you have time to really think about it.
Hmm.
So it's definitely such a tough time for people. And when people are depressed, that's what I meant. Usually when people are depressed, they go to their worst habits, and it's really important that they keep structured and keep somewhat disciplined with things because I'm not saying you have to be perfect, but you don't want to try to be like, and you can't kid yourself. If you're in recovery, you can't say you're going to try to be moderation by just having a glass of wine. It's going to be more than that,
Yeah, one is never enough, as we say.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No.
So,
Uh, Let me ask a question too. Many people, or they actually the saying is, one is too many and a thousand's never enough. That's
yeah.
what I think to say.
I'm
So,
all like a check for that many times. Yeah.
right, right. So
Yeah.
you're up in Maine. I'm in New York City, and then in upstate New York. And uh, what recommendations about getting out in nature or trying to do walks or workouts? Do you have any recommendations for folks out there?
Yeah. I think now, like with the workouts, there's just so many good videos out there. I mean, you can't go on Instagram or Facebook and not stroll down and see a million different videos, and obviously YouTube has many. So you can obviously do the videos. And then outside, like in Maine, we have a little bit different than California or New York or in the bigger cities because in Maine, there's a lot of areas where you can get where it will be pretty much isolated. Like certain areas, like where I live down the beach, it might get a little crowded, but not really. You
Mhm.
know, in the summer it's crowded, but not right now. And the mountains are really pretty. But the other thing too, like it's funny, is I was talking to a real estate guy, and he goes, "I want to show you this land that abuts your property, see if you'd be interested." And we were walking through that, and he goes, "You seem like you're kind of edgy." I'm thinking, well, I'm definitely afraid of ticks, because think of what ticks will do to your workout. If you
Right.
get Lyme
Yeah.
disease. So I'm sitting there going, well, if I knew I was gonna be walking the land, I would have dressed a little different.
Right. Right.
And
Right.
so I think, we got to be careful of all things when we go out, you know.
So that's good advice. That's really because you don't need to get not catch the corona, but get Lyme
Yeah,
disease.
you
I
got to
know
be
a lot of
careful,
people
like
that.
we go, you always got to be sensible. And truthfully, even like I saw, you know, um, a big national park, Arcadia, I think they're blocked out now. So, and they're closing a lot of the beaches. So, you know, people really have to be really mindful of when they go out.
Mhm. That's good advice. That's good advice. So let me ask a question. One of the recommendations that I make in my book, and I'm trying to be focusing on in a lot of videos to try and help people through this, is trying to stay even, take a deep breath, stay even keel, avoid like refined sugars and lots of caffeine, those kinds of things that just keep people worked up. So, any advice on what people can eat or drink to replace refined sugars or high caffeinated beverages for some
Yeah,
energy, but in a more sustainable, healthy way.
yeah, and I think again that comes to really putting a plan together. And the one thing good about it is, like, say, a lot of times we need plans where we design them and they're on the run, and we'll be going with like protein bars. But if you're home, you could really do a lot of cooking and a lot of prep. But again, people are running into a thing like, Mike, I've got so many text messages. There's nothing at the grocery store.
Yeah, yeah,
So it's kind of one of those things, like, people have to make the best of the choices and put structure in how you like to live. You know,
hmm
and I think the more routine you can be, like, for example, like, say someone that's a moderate eater, they might grab some rice crackers and some hummus in the afternoon. That might be a perfect snack for them. Like, say 100 calories of rice crackers and 2 or 3 tablespoons of hummus would be about 175 calories. It's a perfect snack. Keeps your blood sugar levels even.
hmm
But someone that's an overeater, they might eat 1,000 calories of crackers and 1,000 calories of hummus as a snack.
right.
You got to be careful of things that, yeah, that wouldn't be a good choice for you. Everybody's different.
All
And I
right.
think most of it's a late night eating too, like always. Now they just have more opportunities to overeat. So when
Yeah,
people
it's
have
interesting. Go ahead.
choices,
I'm sorry. I
choose it.
couldn't say.
Like most of the time when people that really have a hard time with weight and overeat, most of their overeating's at home.
Mhm.
But most people that really have are larger don't overeat as much in public as they do at home, just like hardcore drinkers.
Right.
Hardcore drinkers don't go out to nightclubs and drink a lot. Usually they drink a lot at home. You
We
know?
do it at home. I can tell you that. I've
Like,
been.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think also one of the things about emotional eating is it tends to be later in the evenings, kind of when people are lying around watching a movie but are lonely. And that's a big issue right now for a lot of people. So, any suggestions on healthy snacks for late night so they
Well,
don't wake up
well,
5 pounds
see,
heavier?
that's what's so different about with this. Now, usually we only eat at late night when we're lying around because that's the only chance we had. Now we're lying around all day.
Very good point. Very,
So it's really hard. So it's like that's what I'm saying. You got to put like a routine together. So you got to be like obviously, like I always tell people, especially women, I say if you're hungry at night and you eat like really lean protein,
right.
how many times do women say, I couldn't put the chicken away or the turkey away? It's always I got into the crackers or the popcorn. So
Right, right.
obviously, like if you're a vegetarian, it might be more
Mhm.
tempeh or whatever appeals to you. But you got to make sure the foods that you overeat, you want to get those in. You just got to be careful when you put them in. You got to have them portioned out.
Mhm.
It's like
All right.
drinking water. I think a lot of times people will be like, I haven't been drinking water. That you have to be real aware of all your vices right now.
So, Mike, if people wanted to contact you, let's talk about how they can reach you, where your gym is located, and what they can find if they pop up in when you reopen to the public when they pop up into Foley Fitness.
Yeah, we're located in Scarborough, Maine. It's 33 Haggis Parkway. It's a 28,000 square foot, really complete gym. I feel we're one of the most complete gyms you'll find around. Um, kind of offer every type of fitness classes, spin. We even have a little kids fitness area, so if you have kids, you can put them in there. And but everybody exercises around here, so it's a fit area. And what happens is our website is Foley's Fitness Center.com, and I'm available all the time. I can give out my cell is 207-653-2890.
I hope you don't regret doing that because this goes all around the world. A lot. Well, it may be a good thing. It may be a good thing, but that's very generous of you, I must say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, listen, thank you so much for sharing your wisdom with everybody. And I also wanted to point out to the audience that you and I had preliminary discussions about potentially offering courses or a group called Sober Active Maine, where people in recovery would be able to come to the gym and get together and work out together. And I'm hoping that after this crisis is over and things kind of get back to normal, that we can still do that. Because I know there's a huge recovery up there in Maine, in the Portland area specifically, but all over the state. And so, I look forward to being up there more and working out with you and a lot of other folks up there that I'm friends with. So,
Yeah, it's really a neat community they have, and I think the sober community in Maine is really special. They work hard, and a bunch of good people that have a really good work ethic. So it's, as long as they're on the right path, they do well.
awesome. If you're looking also to try and implement a structured lifestyle that can benefit you, you can read Mike's book, Eat to Be Fit, that you can buy on Amazon, I believe, right, Mike?
Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
I read that a long time ago, and I remember I was in early recovery, and there's a line in the book that said, even a small amount of alcohol has a major impact on your body. And you went through an explanation of why and how it impacted the liver and the other organs. So it was a really helpful book for me to read early on, and it really helped just understand. We would get together once a week and talk about nutrition. But then for me to have that book and then go home and read it, it was also written with it by a doctor, if I recollect correctly.
No, he did the forward in the book.
Okay,
The
you
doc,
move forward in the book. Right.
it was
Yeah,
great.
but it was a great book, and I remember taking it home, and it helped me understand the basics of nutrition. So if somebody out there heard this interview and is interested in just learning those basics, they can reach out to you and maybe pick up a copy of Eat to Be Fit. Mike, I wish you and your family and the whole Foley Fitness community up in Maine all the best. Stay safe and keep helping people, improve their lifestyle and their health like you've been doing for almost 2 decades. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you, Tom. Say hi to your mom.
I will, Mike. Take care.